today I wanted to flip through this baking magazine. So we'll go through the different recipes together. I'm definitely in the mood for the festive season. Every year, me and my family like to have a baking day for Christmas, specifically Christmas cookies. So I'm curious to see if there will be any recipes I might want to try out, but if not, I'm sure it'll be fun to save for another day. So got like a nice matte cover, which I really love. So it's a fun and festive cookies, spreads, cheesecakes, and more. So we'll see if I have any cookie recipes that catch my eye. This particular magazine is the Taste of Home Holiday Baking. I like that they include a variety of things. It says all new, plus expert tips and how-tos, and 89 merry recipes for making memories. I like that. So let's go ahead and dive in. Okay. So they have like a little editorial letter. And then the table of contents. So we have breakfast bites, quick loaves, yeast breads, cookies and bars, cakes and cupcakes, cheesecakes, pies and tarts, grand prize winners, and then the index. So looks like they must have had like a contest or something. Look how adorable that is. It's like a little reindeer head. Ooh, right off the bat we have some sweet rolls. I do love a good cinnamon roll type of just, breakfast. These are cranberry sweet rolls. It does look like they're from scratch as they require some rising, so I will say I am a good old cinnamon roll from the grocery store, pre-made type of girl. But I used to have a coworker whose wife would like bake from scratch, and she made homemade cinnamon rolls literally from scratch, and she just had such delicious baked goods. I mean, if you're able to put in the work and the time for these, they do come out really great, but I definitely am a little bit more easygoing. Or I try to find more convenient options. Okay. here we have crinkles star bread. That looks good. It also looks like it requires rising, so it's a little more from scratch. Over here we have chocolate chip coffee cake. Ooh, that looks really good. I love chocolate chip. Anything with chocolate, I am down for it. I just love chocolate so much. It's probably my favorite sweet dessert out there. For the longest time when I was younger, chocolate chip ice cream was like my favorite ice cream. Which doesn't sound that exciting when you consider all the flavors out there. Here we have dried cranberry scones. If you haven't made scones before, they're actually very easy. This takes about 20 minutes prep, 15-minute bake. It's pretty easy to make scones, like in general, and I like to make chocolate chip ones, so you could probably throw chocolate chips in this one if you wanted. But I highly recommend trying them out if you want to bake something delicious, but it's sort of low risk. So this scone recipe has flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, cold butter. That's very important. You need cold butter. Buttermilk, eggs, white baking chips. I'm assuming that means white chocolate. I don't like white chocolate that much. I know it's nice paired with other things, but I generally don't prefer white chocolate, but I'm sure this would taste good. Dried cranberries and looks like some washed raw sugar. That's interesting. Yeah, it's super easy. You basically just mix everything right away and just throw it in the oven. So, I love a good scone. These look nice. Over here, we have lemon-filled gingerbread muffins. I like that. I feel like lemon is growing on me when it comes to desserts. I've not always been a huge fan of lemon desserts, but it's growing on me. And I do love gingerbread, so this sounds nice. And it doesn't look like it takes very long, like a 25-minute prep, 15-minute bake. It says, these seemingly plain gingerbread muffins hide a delicious surprise, a sweet lemon filling. You can add a frosting or glaze if you prefer, but the simple appearance makes the surprise all the sweeter. I love a good filling. Looks like the filling has cream cheese in it, which sounds delicious. So here we have stolen butter rolls. I think it's stolen. Those look nice. They have candied fruit in them, though. That's interesting. I'm not huge on fruit style bread, but I'm open to trying it. Delicious almond braids. So these have frozen puff pastry, almond extract, and almonds, of course. This looks tasty. How to toast nuts. Microwave, oven, skillet, air fryer. Actually, this is really nice. I do have an air fryer and I just absolutely love it. It's just so convenient. I wish a lot of things had air fryer recipes on them these days because I think that would be really convenient. Hungarian nut rolls. Ooh, that looks good. Over here we have Austrian apple twists. It says this recipe has been one of my favorites for years. I like to make these sweet treats for special occasions because everyone enjoys them, unless the little ones to help roll them up. And it does look like it's from scratch, although they do look like those Pillsbury rolls, crescent rolls, which you could probably do a quick version of these with those crescent rolls. Quick loaves. I've never gotten into baking bread very much, except for like banana bread, since that's really easy. But I mean, even looking at this, it says 25-minute prep and 55-minute bake, which is pretty manageable. I mean, you're really just waiting for it to cook for the majority of time. So this has all the basics. It has orange juice and orange zest, chopped fresh or frozen cranberries, golden raisins. So it's like a cranberry bread. Then we have drizzled butternut bread. I love a good drizzle. You know, anything with icing, I'm all about it. Looks like we have a card. I'll put this to the side. Onion and cheddar biscuits. Ooh, I love a good cheddar biscuit. This one is a 25-minute prep and a 15-minute bake. Not bad at all. These cheddar biscuits are seriously addictive. I make a batch and freeze them. My husband microwaves one for breakfast every morning. It includes sweet onion, butter, balsamic vinegar. That's white balsamic vinegar. Interesting. Flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, pepper, cayenne pepper, cheese, and green onions. That sounds really tasty. I would totally try this out. I'll have to bookmark this later. 3 ways to zest a lemon. Lemon thyme bread. And here we have chocolate quick bread. And it's only 20-minute prep and then 55-minute bake. Ooh, I might have to try this. It's got flour, cocoa, baking powder, baking soda, salt, butter, sugar, eggs, buttermilk, semi-sweet chocolate chips, and chopped pecans. That sounds so good. I love watching the Great British Bake Off. I haven't watched any recent seasons, but I just love watching that show during this time of year because it gets me in the baking mood. And it's also just nice to have on the background when you're just being cozy at home. So I really love having that on, and it gets me in the baking mood a lot of the time. I'm not as much as a baker as the professionals on that show, I think. Test kitchen tip. These pumpkin loaves are just as delicious without the caramel glaze. So this is a pumpkin pecan loaf. A 15-minute prep, 1-hour bake. It makes 2 loaves. Among all of my pumpkin bread recipes, this caramel glazed creation is the pick of the crop. Often I'll wrap up a lovely loaf as a homemade gift for a teacher or a Sunday school leader. I love baked goods. I think baked goods are a great gift, depending on the person's dietary preferences, of course. So we got flour, sugar, cinnamon, pumpkin, pecans. I like some walnuts in my pumpkin loaf, but this sounds really good. Or I should say banana loaf. I actually haven't made pumpkin before, but I definitely should. I think it would be a really easy thing to make. Maybe I'll try that out. Favorite jalapeno corn muffins. Ooh, that sounds good. has cornmeal, brown sugar, jalapeno, obviously. Sounds really good. Moroccan spiced fruit and nut bread. Over here we have peanut butter bread. Date pecan tea bread. I'm not sure if I like dates that much. I don't think I've tried them that frequently to have an opinion, but it sounds delicious. This is caraway scones. Again, love a good scone. Scones with jam and clotted cream are like the best thing in the world, in my opinion. They are so delicious. So now we've moved on to yeast breads. So it's yeast. This is a rosemary garlic braid. This does include rising time, so it's a little more effort, but it looks gorgeous. We then have a cinnamon swirl bread and a sweet milk dinner rolls. Wow, these rolls look so neat and tidy. Look at that. These rolls are so like perfectly round. Next we have accordion dinner rolls. It kind of looks like it has sort of the basic ingredients. I'm not seeing anything super crazy unique, but they look lovely. Herb and Romano cheese wreath. Oh, I love bread. I really do love it. Cheddar squash cloverleaf rolls. Test kitchen tip. You've kneaded your dough enough when it's soft and springs back to shape. That's a great tip. Glazed cranberry swirl loaf. That looks lovely. We then have some quick and easy roll toppings. We have Parmesan garlic seasoning, everything seasoning, and almond herb seasoning. And they even give you the recipes, which is nice. These are best dinner rolls. Maple nut and apple bread. Ooh, everything sounds so good. I'm getting a little hungry. Buttery crescent rolls. Your quintessential roll. We love a good crescent roll. This is obviously from scratch. I'd probably stick with the Pillsbury version, but if you ever wanted to try it yourself, this is the recipe. This looks beautiful. It's a Dutch oven raisin walnut bread. I love that. Bread baking is such an art. Here we have cookies. And bars. So this includes here orange gingerbread tassies. I don't think I've ever heard of that before. They look like little tarts, which is probably what they are. I think for me, orange flavoring isn't my favorite in baked goods. I understand their loveliness in certain things, but I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of orange. Here we have raspberry ribbons. Let's see. I make these attractive buttery cookies to serve at our remote guest lodge, and all the cooks in the kitchen are addicted to them. That's nice. Make this recipe your own by using a different flavor of jam or marmalade. They look very tasty. Here we have a layered chocolate marshmallow peanut butter brownies. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of different flavors. Marshmallow, that sounds interesting. It doesn't look like too many ingredients, and it's not incredibly lengthy to make. Then we have dipped cherry cookies. Looks good. Callahan Christmas wreaths. See, these look like a really pretty Christmas cookie. It's a 30-minute prep, 10-minute bake per batch, and it makes about 2.5 dozen cookies. It says here, when my family asked for old-fashioned Norwegian wreath cookies, I studied several recipes for ideas and then added my own touches to create a special version. It has butter, shortening, sugar, eggs, orange zest, almond extract, flour, green food coloring, and red and green candied cherries. I'll have to see about if I want to include that in my cookie baking this year. Oh my goodness, is this called arugulash? I might have butchered that name. My apologies. The crisp texture of these crescent-shaped cookies makes them a terrific treat to serve alongside a steaming mug of hot chocolate or coffee. Let me tell you, hot chocolate with a good baked good is just divine, especially this time of year when it's a little bit chilly outside and you don't really want to have like coffee at night. I prefer hot chocolate at night. But sounds delicious. Ooh, it includes cream cheese. I'm convinced cream cheese is like one of the best ingredients. It really can go in anything, like pastas, desserts. So versatile. How to make I think it's rucoulage. I'll look it up after. Make dough, add filling, divide and chill, divide into wedges, roll it out, shape and bake. Looks a little intense. Champagne blondies. Oh my goodness, it does include champagne. What do you know? How unique. Even the glaze has champagne in it. That's awesome. White chocolate cranberry biscotti. The original version of this recipe was handed down from my great aunt. Through the years, my mother and I have tried different flavor combinations. This is a favorite for all. I don't think I've ever attempted to make biscotti. I admire those who do. Oh, just removed that. Okay, so looks like we have hazelnut macarons or macaroons. I have yet to even attempt making these. I'm a little nervous to try. I feel like that's a lot of effort and trial and error. Over here we have semi-sweet chocolate pinwheel cookies. These look good. And it includes vanilla, sugar, a little bit of chocolate. Ooh. Pistachio cherry s'more bars. Look, I love a good toasted marshmallow. Like, that looks so good to me. I'm not sure if I would love the cherry, but the rest looks really good. It's got marshmallows, cherries, white baking chips, dark chocolate chips, pistachios, orange zest. Wow, the flavors are flavoring. Over here we have almond spritz cookies. I feel like I've seen these before. Next we have cakes. And cupcakes. If I had to pick my favorite cake, it's very strange. It's actually from Baskin Robbins, their chocolate chip ice cream cake with chocolate cake. I know, very niche, but it's honestly so good. I've literally bought it for myself before and just ate it for like a week. Because it's ice cream, you can stick it in the freezer and like it stays really good for a while. So here we have Heavenly Praline Cake. This looks like a classic bundt cake. So here we have Cherry Chocolate Marble Cake and Lemon Rosemary Layer Cake. Look how beautiful this is. It's got like dusted lemons. It's so beautiful. One time I tried making a cake like this, not this particular one, but it was like a carrot cake. And even though I made sure everything was very cooled down, I felt like my icing did not look this cute. I really tried. This looks gorgeous. It's got layers to it. Here we have spiced pomegranate cake. This one's nice. And orange buttermilk cupcakes. Here we have walnut blitz torte. I'm assuming a torte has like a different texture. Maybe it's like a pastry style thing. I'm not totally sure, but that looks delicious. Lemon cream cupcakes. So far I feel like everything's very general, like it's not super holiday-esque. It's a little disappointing, but I have other recipes that are more festive, so it's okay. But like, this is a blue ribbon red velvet cake, and I don't really necessarily feel like this is a huge holiday theme, other than maybe like Valentine's Day. And this is Nana's chocolate cupcakes with mint frosting. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like the essence of baking. We all tend to bake a lot during the holiday season, so maybe it just kind of doesn't really matter. Ooh, how to make a Yule log. Wow, this looks very British Bake Off to me. Now this is definitely on theme. It's a chocolate gingerbread Yule log. I mean, it's definitely high effort here. Lots of ingredients. This would be great for like a party dish. Like if you're bringing dessert and you really wanted to wow everyone and go all out. This would be very cute and festive to bring. Salted caramel cupcakes. And then upside down fruitcake. I guess fruitcake is pretty seasonal to Christmas, I imagine. Does anyone even like fruitcake anymore? I wonder. I think we all have had fruit in cake or cookies at one point, so I don't think it's completely uncommon. But I've never really had fruitcake growing up, so yeah, it is very festive though. Oh, look at that. Rich rum cake. Oh my goodness, rum cake is so good. I love rum cake. I'm a big fan. I'd have it any time of the year. And it doesn't look too high effort, which is nice. I should really try this sometime. I think I'd enjoy making this. We have the delectable reindeer cake. Look at that. It's like a cute little reindeer. Like a smiling reindeer. Look how beautiful the antlers are. Looks so adorable. This would be so festive, and it definitely looks high effort. So it says here, whether you turn this cake into a reindeer or decorate it with your own creative vision, it will be a 3-layer stunner. Let's see, it looks like it has red and green jimmies. That's interesting. Maybe that's for the top. I think it's like a general cake. Oh, it must be like, okay, that makes sense. I wish they would cut it open so we could kind of see a slice of the interior, but I know that would ruin the aesthetic we have going here. Favorite coconut cake. I like coconut. Coconut's tasty. I know it's not everyone's favorite. Yuletide eggnog cupcakes. Now that's very on theme. Look, it even has the North Pole. I'm assuming it has eggnog in it. Or maybe just the flavors of eggnog. That would make more sense. Layered turtle cheesecake. So, it looks like we have entered the cheesecakes realm. I don't think I've ever made a cheesecake except for maybe like the really easy one from like the baked goods section. It comes like in a box and it comes with like the crust and filling and you just kind of assemble it together. I don't know if anyone recalls what I'm talking about, but there was a time where me and my sister were obsessed with making that cheesecake all the time. I don't know how like healthy that was. It probably wasn't. But we were like teenagers. We weren't gonna make a grand cheesecake. Actually, a really funny story is me and my sister were baking a cake for, I think it was someone's birthday, like my mom or dad or somebody. And this was right when we're like teenagers, so we're just starting to kind of cook in the kitchen a little bit more frequently. And we were trying to make a cake, and my mom likes to leave pans in the oven. And I accidentally turned on the oven without removing any of the pans. Thankfully, nothing was ruined in there because everything was heat proof, but it was really funny. And then another time we tried to make a basic box cake and we ended up putting too much oil in it, so it came out really oily. I mean, messing up a box cake is really hard to do, so it was really funny at the time that we just couldn't manage that. So that was funny. We have come a long way, I promise. These are jam-topped mini cheesecakes. That looks like a fun party dessert. These are chocolate-covered cheesecake squares. Ooh, these look really good. Takes a little while to make them, of course. We have Neapolitan cheesecake. We are getting fancy over here. Ooh, pumpkin walnut cheesecake. Wow, this looks divine. This looks beautiful. It's interesting it only takes 40-minute prep, although that's a pretty long time. This looks beautiful. Chocolate chip cookie dough cheesecake. And then we have cherry fudge truffle coconut cheesecake. Once again, lots of different flavors there. Wow, it even includes Oreo cookies. Oh, I guess that's the crust. That makes sense. I like Oreo crust. Double chocolate almond cheesecake. Ooh, this looks so good. I'm a fan. Sometimes when I get cravings for things like this, I'll just go to the grocery store because I'm not gonna like make a whole pie unless I go to like a party. Usually if I'm just making something at home, I'm generally the only person eating it, as my husband doesn't really like desserts that much, so I can't eat the whole thing by myself. I guess I could freeze it, but what I do is I end up going to the freezer section and I get frozen pie, and they have like individual personal sizes, like slices of pie that are frozen that you can just buy if you don't want to buy a whole big one. So sometimes I'll grab a couple of those and they'll be like little desserts throughout the week. And it's just such a good, satisfying dessert when you want pie but you don't want to like go out and buy a huge pie. Then we have holiday cheesecake. This looks so like very holiday to me. We have a brown sugar and chocolate swirl cheesecake. Wow, that looks delicious. And then we have chocolate cookie cheesecake. We have a s'more cheesecake and a peppermint cheesecake, very on theme. I'm not sure how delicious that would be, but I'm sure it is. Tasty. Ooh, now we're getting into the pies and tarts. This pie on this page, so beautiful with these little leaves and like frozen berries, I think. These are just so cute. I love seeing everyone make these kind of pies. I'm not sure I'd get into it that much. I think I made one pie one year for 4th of July. Me and my sister both made pies, and honestly, it just wasn't that good. It just wasn't as good as a bakery, you know? And I think that's for good reason, because the bakery obviously knows what they're doing. This is an apple butter and pumpkin pie. Oh, that sounds so good. It does look like they're sugared berries, cranberries, I think. Here we have mince pies. this is big in England or Europe. I'm not sure. I've never had a mince pie before. I might need to try them. Maybe not make it myself, though it looks pretty simple. Maybe in like a freezer section I can find some. Cranberry apple pie, cinnamon caramel peanut butter tart. Wow. Sweet potato pie. I don't even think I've tried sweet potato pie before. I would definitely probably want to try someone else's sweet potato pie. I'm not sure I'd trust myself to make it that good. But they have a recipe for it. Chocolate chess pie. Interesting. Looks like it's like a very baked chocolate pie. I'm used to like chocolate cream pie or chocolate satin pie. We then have a Linzer tart. This is cute with the stars. It's adorable. And we have a fudge pecan brownie tart. I love a good tart. I like any dessert for the most part. I'm all about desserts and sweets. I don't love having sugar all the time. I feel like my sugar tolerance has, I guess, faded over the years. Like as I get older, I feel like when it's really, really sweet, I don't enjoy it. I think that's why I like chocolate, especially dark chocolate, because there's like a certain richness to it. There's like a flavoring. It's not just pure sugar, you know, sweetness. I need depth to my desserts, I feel. Like these Nutella hand pies. I love Nutella. I love a good Nutella latte. I love Nutella crepes. I'm a big fan of Nutella. And Nutella is great because it has like a nutty flavoring. It's got like an underlayer of nuttiness. This is a mom's custard pie. Custard sounds tricky. Butterscotch pie. Wow, this looks beautiful. This is a Texas pecan pie. And that, I love pecan pie. I feel like it can be sweet sometimes, but very delicious. Coconut cream angel pie and blood orange and goat cheese galette. Wow, look at how pretty these are. Looks so good. Oma's Apfelkuchen. Alright, I did not pronounce that very well. It's Grandma's apple cake. It looks very tasty. It looks very pretty too. Look how pretty that is. I need a good cake stand. I don't really have one, and I feel like that's just something I should have on hand. It doesn't need to be expensive, but it's nice to have, you know, for like special occasions and all that good stuff. Caramel pecan rolls. Oh, these look so good. I recently tried the hack of buying like the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls and pouring heavy cream in the pan of the cinnamon rolls and drizzling brown sugar melted butter over them and cooking it in that way. Oh my goodness, so delicious. Probably the best cinnamon rolls I've ever made in my life. I don't think I'll ever make them any other way again. They were so chewy, but moist, but not undercooked at all. It was delicious. And they looked kind of like this because of the brown butter I put on. It was just so divine. Might have to make this someday. Cran apple cobbler. Ooh, we love a good cobbler. Peach cobbler, any cobbler. I'm down for it. I love it because then you can throw some ice cream with it. I mean, you can throw ice cream with any of this probably, but especially a warm cobbler. It's so good. Chocolate glazed raspberry eclairs. I just feel like everything's getting more and more delicious. Pecan pie mini muffins. Warm chocolate melting cups. It looks really simple. 20-minute prep and 20-minute bake. Ooh, this looks good. And then we have a Louisiana pecan bacon bread. Bacon bread. Well, what do you know? It even has onion in it. Chocolate and cardamom coconut tart. Chocolate velvet dessert. Wow, look how beautiful that is. People are so creative. Love that. These are almond bear claws. Love a good pastry. So good. Well, that concludes our magazine flip. It looks like. Looks so delicious. I definitely felt like a lot of that was baked goods you could make any time of the year as well. Like it would kind of fit in with any occasion. But I feel like there's a couple recipes I might try and make someday. So it was very fun to go through this with you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you are well wherever you are, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, I'll see you next time.